This, this, this is a session that will definitely make a positive difference in all our lives. And it is Principle 29. And the leader who is going to take us through it is Erastus. So without further ado, I want to welcome Erastus. Erastus, karibu. Erastus, please unmute yourself and go ahead. Okay, seems like,
Okay.
yes, Erastus, now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Thank you all for this privilege that we have managed to be here today in this meeting. Thank you that now we are here to learn as the New Life family. Now we are, as we continue with the principle 29, the book is the Success Principle by Chuck Canfield. The topic is complete the past to embrace the future. Yeah, we as Neural family entrepreneurs, the book starts by talking about how we can live out the past so that you can focus the future. That for us to succeed in this business, we should not be held back by the past setbacks. So by the past hurts, incompletes, anger, and the fear. So this topic is very encouraging. This as we started this evening, it tries to explain how we can relieve ourselves from the past and pay attention for the future. I know one can be held back by various relationships in families, various projects maybe which can be which one deals in the business, and also it can be various goals which one has set, which are not very clear. So the author tries to 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 tell us how we are able to live those setbacks which are holding us back. The writer tries to point about somebody who is called Collins Powell, who says that none of us can change our yesterdays, but all of us can change our tomorrows. Then the author tries to recommend us to one solution, which is called the total truth process and the total truth letter. That this a tool which can help us to leave all those negatives, which negative emotions, which are drawing us back, which draw us draw draw our energies, so that you are not able to focus the present and also have a clear attention of the future. So the that when we practice these tools, we come back to our present and have our natural state of love and joy. Why the author tries to call it the total truth process. The author tries to say that the total truth it says that when we are upset when somebody with our with the past situations, we fail to communicate all our true feelings, maybe with a person or the situation which had faced us earlier, to the maybe to the person whom we are upset with, or the situation. So one does not feel to be closer to the one who is who he or she upset, and also even the situation which one faced or one he faced or she faced. So one is not at ease. One is stuck with the level of pain or hurt. So these tools help us to express our true feelings, and the positive feelings which we as neural family can embrace. So as neural entrepreneurs, for us to achieve maximum success, we have in our business, we have to show to help others to have a caring intention. Also, we have to show cooperation and also demonstrate closeness, which brings us to a natural state in our business. So when the author tries to explain this tool, this tool intends to not to let us do away with the negative emotions of another person, but it allows us all to move through the negative emotions and release them all, so that all of us can return to the state of love, so that we can have peace in the way we are doing our businesses. Remember, I'm sure we as Neolife family, we are to make the world a healthier and happier place to be. And this is the one way which we can make our of what we do being successful. Not only that we are trying to make profit, or to do other things. This is the other way which we can make our world happier place to be. So in this chapter, the author tries to say this the stages of the total truth process, and it can be done verbally or the writing. So there are 6 stages which one uses, so that is able to bury the past emotions, the past actions which happened there before, and able to embrace the present, then able to focus on the future. Because when one releases himself or herself from the past, is able to have energy to focus on the future, since the past tries to rob us the valuable energy which we do have. So the author suggests that when we participate verbally, we must always get permission from the other person. Then we begin to express how we were hurt, the pains the pain we had. Then we are able to resolve what was happening there before. This can be expressed by I message. The first one being when one is angered, is able to express himself that how he or she was angry. The second, that is able to express how he or she was hurt, and also to express the level of the relationship, the fears which one he or she got. So towards the end, the author tries to explain more how even you can express the regrets which which the two parties were involved. And one is and also about how they can be resolved. And as a result, they come to the level of appreciation, love, and the compassion. They are able to understand each other. So as Neolife family, as we do our, as we are in a community to make the world a good place. That is the way which can make us do our business in a peaceful way and able to prosper. And also it can be done in a writing. And when it's done in a writing, all the parties should be informed so that the process is done well and the understanding of experience is finalized. So we should be, all of us should be able to forgive and move on so that we are able to make the world a good place to be, to solve our struggles where we have challenge in our families, in relationships, in businesses, and many others. The author tries to say that we need to come from a place, all the word of love and forgiveness, for us to succeed well in this business. So we need to come from a place of love and forgiveness without looking the setbacks which maybe we had experienced. So I'm sure that's much I heard this from that topic. And maybe if one has something to add, you are welcome to add on that.
Okay, thank you so much, Erastus, for that topic. It was well covered. The topic is actually about really resolving your past so that you can be able to move forward. And one thing I like about what the author was saying about the power of forgiveness, because he said that there are people who have forgiven people who have wronged them or people who hurt them, and they have prospered immediately after. They have prospered beyond their wildest imaginations. There are people who have forgiven people who wronged them, and they get healed of a medical condition that was bothering them. So when you look at that, you realize that unforgiveness has a lot of negative repercussions on ourselves, on our physical well-being, on our performance, in terms of achieving results. And it is something that we all need to deal with. And the other thing I liked about that chapter is the part where he talks about having a total truth conversation or writing a total truth letter. And I particularly liked the letter because you sit down and you write down, you're writing a letter to the person who has hurt you or wronged you, and you write everything on paper, and you say, you acknowledge that the person wronged you, and you also acknowledge where you might have played a role that triggered what happened. And you also walk a mile in the person's shoes. You try to understand why they did what they did. And then you acknowledge that what they did hurt you, actually hurt you, and you write clearly how you got hurt by what they did or didn't do for that matter. And then you end up by forgiving the person. Now, the interesting thing about this letter is that you can actually give it to the person if the person is in an agreeable frame of mind. But if the person will become defensive and argumentative and is not willing to participate in writing for you a total truth letter which you exchange, then you write the letter, you read it, and then you destroy it without even showing the person. And what I liked about that is the fact that, you know, forgiveness is actually a very selfish action because it frees the person who has forgiven more than the person who wronged you. So it's not about releasing the person who has wronged you, because many a times the person who has wronged you will not be even knowing that they wronged you, or they may not be feeling what you're feeling. But when you forgive them for what they did, then you free yourself so that you can be able to grow to the next level. And that is why you saw that some people forgave other people and they got healed of a disease that they've been carrying around with them, or they unlocked the wealth and success that has been evading them, because now they are free. They are free to think, to create, to grow, to innovate. Because when you carry unforgiveness around with you, it stifles your growth, and many things that you may try to do may not happen, may not work the way you want them to work, because it's like you're walking around with an extra 50 kilos on your back, and you're trying to run at the pace of somebody who doesn't have any luggage on them. So I think this is a very, very important chapter that we all need to really go through again and just review it, reread it again, and more importantly, put into practice what the author suggests. And it's a chapter that gives you a very therapeutic experience, and you'll find that your life will be able to move on swiftly after that. And many a times we suffer from unforgiveness, not to other people, but to ourselves. We fail to forgive ourselves for past mistakes, past errors, past instances where we've not um, done the right thing. And you need to go through the same process so that you can forgive yourself and free yourself of that burden. And then you will grow. So this is what I wanted to share. I don't know whether there's anybody who would like to add anything on that.
Yes, Fred.
Yes, Jomo?
Mimi ile kitu nimeelewa hapo
Yes.
sijui, we are not perfect. We are not perfect, and life is about resilience. Kama mtu alikukosea, you have learned how to treat people well. Kama mtu alikutreat vibaya, you learn from that. Now start treating people well. Some of the things kama hivyo unasema tu, the things that hold us back is lack of forgiveness, especially to ourselves, na kushikilia watu sana eh? But we should learn that we are not perfect. We are all learning to become perfect. We are all learning to become perfect towards this life. So it's a good page. It's a good chapter. I've learned, and I have learned a lot. Yes. Back to you, Fred. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Jomo, for that input. Anybody else would like to comment on the chapter before we move on to the next topic? Okay, since there is no addition to that, then we will move on to the next topic. And the next topic is on finishing power. And it will be covered by our leader, Liz Mbulwa. For those who don't know Liz, Liz is a director in the business. Very, very excited director. Going world team anytime now. So Liz, karibu.
Hello, hi everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Diamond, for that introduction. So I'm going to go straight to our topic because of time. I'm going to talk about finishing power. And anytime I think about finishing power, I always think about athletics. And I was thinking about the last Lady Faith who won in the 1500 meters.
Sorry, Liz, we have lost you. Liz, we can't hear you.
Athletics is next to my heart and I follow closely because it always encourages me that it is not the way you started, but it is how you finish. Yeah. So finishing is very, very important because I believe even when they start running, there are many. Others are not able to finish. Maybe they drop off on the way. Others give up. But at least we say that you will be judged by not what you started, by what you finished. Yeah, so let me just come back to the business and talk about specific aspects of our business that we need to look at, even when we are thinking about finishing power. It is always good to finish well, and we all make sure that we finish well. Now, number one, we really need to work on our attitude because if you believe you can, the book, the Magic of Thinking book, the Magic of Thinking Big chapter 1, it says that David Swartz talks about if you believe you can, then you can, and you're very right. And also if you believe you can't, and you're very right. So that is the first thing. Looking at what is my attitude towards finishing well. So once you have the right attitude, then now you can move on to the next step, which is you can move on to the next step now, which is now to actualize the facts that we need. And what are the facts are we looking at in our business? Number one, we are looking at our personal points. So I hope and I believe at least by yesterday, all of us were able to do our 100 points. So today we were topping up, and then tomorrow we still have a window for people who've not finished. But I think I want to encourage each and every one of us, at least by the 10th day. Like now, for example, our month of September will be starting on Friday. So we can count, not Friday, Thursday, sorry. We can count from 5th to the next 10 days will be like 15th. So 100, okay, sorry, allow me to just mention this because I'm talking about 100 points. Yeah, because now if you look at, if you're able to look at your PV and by 10th, at least you're done with 100, the better. So that now the rest of the month you're topping up. Yeah, back to my topic about finishing power. So once you've looked at your personal points, maybe you wanted to do 250 and right now you are at 230 or 200, it's possible. Talk to your upline world team and they're able to advise you how you're able to top up so that you can be able to earn in the next category and or even at least to get a check. Now, That's number one, personal points. Now, and then number two, the team points. Well, how many points? Because I believe all of us are able to do in our strategy, we're able to plan how many points we are doing with our teams. So you can look at where we are and where we wanted to finish at. And then that's where now we push. And as my upline Fred says, you push and you push it hard. You put your best foot forward so that you're able to finish. And I like what Fred says. It's not yet over until it's over. Yeah. So even now, between now and tomorrow at about 10, you can look at where you are and finish very well. That's number two about the team points. And then number three, the next thing also as we finish is about being paid at the maximum that you are able to at that particular time. What do I mean? For example, if you have 240, you want to make sure the 10 comes so that you get a 250 and able to be paid, and you'll be paid at 3%. So next, if you are at maybe 450 or 470, you'd want to top up the difference so that instead of being paid at 3%, at least you can also be paid at 5%. And similarly, also, if you just have a few points to 1,000, you push so that you finish and you close it well, like Faith, that girl Faith who got a goal, so that you're able to be paid. If it's 1,000, you're able to be paid at 10%. So look at that, and you also 2,000, the next 3,000, 4,000, like that. Where you are, look at where you are and where you are going to maximize on your check, so that at least you're able to get a good check vis-a-vis not finishing, and you get a lesser check. Yeah, so that's what I can say. And I was just sharing with Patricia earlier. I think I like sharing this testimony because it does not only encourage the people I'm talking to, but also it encourages me a lot. Yeah, I've said this before, but allow me to say it again, because I'm sure maybe somebody in the room in the Zoom meeting has not heard about it. I remember one time I had 1,500 points to get to 4,000. What encouraged me are the incentives. So maybe you can also look at the incentives. We have the bonanza. We have when you do personal points, you're given cash by your upline as per the personal points that you have done. When you sponsor, you get one person, you get 200, two people you get 300, and 3 people you get a positive book. Those are our in-house incentives. And then also there are the company incentives. We have the bonanza when you've done, which will be happening on 11th of this month. So those are some of the things also that we can look at, especially the incentives. And then for the World Team, we have the travel. Now, as I finish, allow me to share this story briefly. So I said I had 1,500 to go and I had a few days. So I called Fred and I told Fred, there was a cocktail dinner. You know vile tu unakuwa anxious. I know a lot about cocktail parties. I knew a lot about cocktail parties because I'd attended before. But cocktail parties, it's not a dinner per se. So there are snacks and all that. But now the dinner, I really wanted to go there and find out what happens on a cocktail dinner. And I can tell you for free, I sat down, I called people, I did whatever I could. And by the end, long story short, I was able to do the 4,000. I was invited for the dinner at New Stanley. We went, and that's a story for another day. So it was good. It was nice. I was able to work with Rico Brown and many other leaders in the business, and it was great. Remember what was my motivation? The incentive to go there. So even as you can look at the incentive, that's another thing that can also help us to finish well. So that you look at the incentive and you go for it and you're able. The last thing that I'll mention is put credit on your phone. And just maybe today it's at night, but tomorrow morning, people can call people that you have a relationship and you're able to call them Nisawa. But as early as even 7:30, can just start calling. I'm telling you, by about 9, 10, you will have gotten the points that you're looking for. So it is good to finish and to finish well. That's my encouragement to all of us. So look at the reason why. I like what Judinjeru says. Why do you want it? What is your goal? What is pushing you? Do you want a fridge? Do you want maybe do you want to buy a plot? Do you want a car? Do you want a new shoe? Look at what is driving you, and then you go for it, and it is possible. So thank you very much. And to give it back to our leader, Fred, so that he can just, we have a few minutes. He can help us if someone has an addition to be able to add. For now, I'll finish there. God bless you, and I wish you the best of the best month ever to finish August, but also the best month in September. It's a great month. For me, it's a great month. It means many things to me. I joined Neolife in September. My birthday is in September, and many other good things have happened in my life in September. So I want to tell you that September is a great month, and I want to wish us, all of us, a great, great month. God bless you, and have a good night. To you, Fred. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Liz. That was powerful, as usual. I always like joking that Liz anakuanga na excitement ya watu sita. So now, finishing power. If you finish strong, you start strong. That's my experience. Because when you call people right now people have money in their pocket. So they'll make decisions and they will join. Those who have been promising to join, right now they can join because they were waiting for month end and now they have money. If you fail to push now, then you will start off very slow next month. Yeah. And Liz has just mentioned that your 100 points should be in by the 10th of the month. 10 days from month end, from the day the month starts. The month is starting on Thursday. Thursday will be what date? Anybody? The day after tomorrow will be what date? Today is what date?
It should be 5th, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 5th, because tomorrow is 4th. Yeah, it will be. Today is 3rd, so Thursday will be 5th. Yeah, it will be 5th.
Thursday will be 5th. Yes, Thursday will be 5th.
Day 5.
Yes, it will be 5th. So
Yes.
I just want to give an incentive that anybody who does their 100 points by the 15th of the month will get some free breakfast. That's a rider to Liz's session of doing your 100 points in the first 10 days. She has just reminded me of something that we were doing in the earlier days, and something that I'd like us to go back to. So as an incentive, if you do your 100 points before the 15th or by the 15th of September, then you'll get a free breakfast on me. Now, if you sponsor, you will also get breakfast. But if you do both, sponsor and do your 100 points, then you get a full breakfast, which will be more than that person who just sponsored alone or did 100 alone. If you do both, sponsor one or more people, or and do 100 points by the 15th, you get a full breakfast. So that's a new incentive that I'm just putting into place so that we can be able to run for it. Because this month of September, I want us to really run, and I want us to move the business to a higher level. Okay. So I want to see on the chat how many are going to run for that incentive. If you are serious, you want to go for it, raise your hand. There's I hope you know how to raise your hand.
Fred, please repeat it again, although we're about to be zoomed off.
What I'm saying is this: those who do 100 points by the 15th of September get a free breakfast. Those who sponsor get breakfast on me. But those who do both get a full breakfast. That's the incentive that is there. Because of time, we won't raise our hands. I see you only have a minute to go. That is the incentive. Let's run with it. Now, we are going to select the reader for next week. Next week will be on chapter 30.